So Devon is just experiencing its first narrative coaching conference, and with me from Interbe is Cohen, who's facilitating this conference today. It's having quite an impact on the audience, isn't it? An audience mainly made up of coaches and therapists. Tell me a bit about the impact narrative coaching appears to be having.
I think one of the people said to me that they're feeling the chaos. So I think people are in a bit of kind of a sense of confusion and chaos and not quite clear where the outcome is going to lie, and that's completely fine, because in fact that's part of the design of the day. They don't really know that, but that's absolutely part of the design.
So we're at lunchtime, lunch break at the moment. What have we experienced so far?
We've had, well, one of the things that's clear that we've experienced is that there's been a long demonstration about narrative coaching and teasing out the distinctions between a narrative approach and a non-narrative approach, a more traditional coaching approach. We've also done quite a lot on the meaning of coaching, the meaning of narrative, and we even took a look at what people's experiences around conferencing were and all the different meanings that people attach to what a conference is.
So when it comes to this kind of distinction between what we might term the more traditional coaching and narrative coaching, I know we're having a whole day to try and explore that today, but how might you in a nutshell describe that?
Well, I think you and I have had this conversation before, but there are structures of thinking, and coaching until now, perhaps until now, has put itself in what we would say a modernist or a structuralist framework of thinking, and narrative is coming out of a different stream of thinking, which is more postmodern, less structuralist, less essentialist. That means we're not looking for the essence of people or their authentic core, really exploring how things occur to individuals in language and as ideas. So it's not psychologically based.
So this is much more around metaphor and story?
It's definitely around story, and of course once you enter into the world of story you enter into the world of metaphor, but it's also to do with the bigger stories and the wider stories, the social stories that societies tell. So that's the stories about gender, or about power, or about knowledge, or about truth, or about gender, or sexuality, or race, mental illness, domestic violence. All of those are the grand narratives that we live inside.
So if anybody is watching this and is feeling intrigued, I'm sure you'll be telling us about a new Devon conference soon, but actually you're taking this conference on the road.
That was an idea that occurred to me as we were preparing, that people might be interested around the country to have a day like this, a day of exploration, a day of inquiry, where the shared inquiry teases out some of the distinctions and some of the differences between this way of thinking and other ways of thinking about coaching. And we're happy to do that.
So if there's a group of coaches out there who'd like you to come and facilitate this day conference on what is narrative coaching, you're willing to maybe travel?
Absolutely.
Great.